Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach Caleb Ross. Brought to you by Gibson's Tire Pros, Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Prattville, CBE, and Mexico Typico.
Welcome Inline Nation to the Prattville Lions Football Review. I'm Will Barrett, joined as always by our head coach Caleb Ross. Looking back on Friday night's victory over Jeff Davis, the final regional tilt for the Lions this year, 31-14 victory over the Vols. And Coach, a good solid win and a good way to wrap up region play.
It is, it's we had a week off, so you always are worried, especially late in the year. Do you come back a little sluggish? Do you come back slow? There's some things that obviously we could have cleaned up and did a little bit better, but overall I was pleased with how we played. We looked good in some areas. Truthfully, I wish we could have probably finished them off a little bit earlier. We were better. We knew we were better going in, but Jeff Davis was going to play hard, and they did. I was really impressed with that. They played hard from the start of the game to the end of the game, and they've always had good players and good talent. So we knew they weren't just going to give us the game. We was going to have to go and execute and go play. So, but I wish we had control of the game. It was 21-0. I felt like we could have scored again right for the half, or at least come out at the start of the second half and scored. Man, I ain't saying you don't ever cruise. That's just not what we do and who we are. But at least you thought, well, maybe we're in a position where we can play some younger guys, get some second team guys in, third team guys in. Man, it really didn't develop. We did late with the defense. The defense got to throw some young guys in there, which was nice. But we didn't really get too offensive. I hated that. But I was proud that, getting back to the task, I was proud that we had a region game against somebody that we knew we were better, but we did come out and start fast and handle our business and get the win. I mean, it's always good to get a win, and you get a region win to wrap up your region play. And I thought it was a good night for the Lions.
A very good night for the Lions. 31-14, like you said, we jump out early, 21-zip. A lot of things I know you wish could have been cleaned up a little better, but I know you had to be pleased with that fast start. That was the key to cruising for the rest of the night, pretty much. I mean, Jeff Davis is not a team to overlook, like you said, but 0-8 team. It's in a lot of ways, like Pat Dice say, you can only get emotionally elevated for just a handful of games. It's a hard game to get emotionally elevated for, and the team played through it.
They did. And I'll tell you where I was really proud of our guys, man. I thought we had a good week of practice because we had an off week, and I thought we had good practices during our off week, and we really prepared well last week. So heading into that game, and you're right, man. You can only get up for so many games, but we try to create a different environment where no matter what we do, we're going to keep the routine the same, the practice schedule the same, no matter who we're playing. I think the reason why I do that is for that reason. You don't ever want to be emotionally high one game but have a letdown the next, because if you keep it the same routine, keep it consistent, I feel like you get more even play, or at least that's the method behind it. But I'll tell you this, I thought there's some areas that, man, I thought we really shined. Obviously, I'll start offense first, man. I really thought up front offensive line probably had overall their best game. Now, Jeff Davis wasn't the best defense we're going to see, but they weren't bad. They had some good players on the D-line and some guys that were okay. But we knew going in, we felt like we had an advantage there, man, but we played well. Our running backs are really starting to play at a high level. They're really starting to, and it's taken us about week 8, week 9, unfortunately, but really starting to understand of being patient and in some of our run scheme stuff, pressing the hole and waiting for the hole to develop and setting our blocks up. And there's so much into the game of football where it's got so advanced now that, especially with all the zone schemes we do, that and some of the stuff that we do, if the running back will press and be patient, it helps our O-lineman out because it sets up the angles for combo blocks to linebackers. And I don't want to talk way over people's head. And I know most people understand that stuff. But
I'm with you, Coach. I'm with you.
I get you. But they did a lot better job of that Friday, and I was really proud of that. Had some explosive runs. I thought EJ had another really good night. I thought I think he was 13 of 20 for 189 yards, something like that. And thought there's a couple throws we could have got back, but I thought he made some good decisions, good throws. So really good in the RPO game. Our receivers, Daryl Holmes, with Bates out right now, Daryl's kind of had to step in and kind of be our number one guy, and he made some good plays. Spencer Orr continues to have really good play, man. He had a good tough catches, and his blocking's phenomenal. And really proud. Jack Holman, man, had a really good night. I thought probably his overall maybe a couple games just as good. Had one of the best nights he's had all year. So up front, running backs, man, like I said, Keandre Powell, Albert Taggart, man, they really he played well. And Keandre, got a little banged up on his knee there. Probably could have came back in, but we held him out just for precautionary reasons. He should be fine. So, you go to the defensive side of the football, D-line, man, just really took over the line of scrimmage and dominated there. Linebackers continued to play well, and if you really take away the one deep ball that they got on Malik right there, I thought we played really good football defensively. So we gave up the long pass and they had one long run, but I think even on the long run we held them out and didn't give them a touchdown. So Ian Jackson continues to play just dominant football. He had another big night. So, man, like I said, it was a really good night for Prattville. Like I said, it was a game that finished 31-14, but it was probably a game that was more of a bigger score than that. But man, we don't really care about that. We played well. Could always find room for improvement, and you move on to start hopefully playing your best football when it matters most, and that's in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Prattville moves on to 6-3 overall, 4-2 in region play. And let's take a look at some of those highlights from Friday night.
Very far side of the field. Some confusion in the backfield, and it is a loss. Once again, Chop Pitt flying up in there, taking down Donald Harris. 3rd and 15 from the 15. Roll out pass for Harris, and he is hit again at the 10-yard line. Ian Jackson just hawked him down. 1st and 10 Lions from the Vols 17-yard line. And here is the inside give, and it is going to go into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, Prattville for Albert Taggart. Here is Donald Harris trying to get to the outside, and he is pushed down at the 40-yard line by 7 Prattville Lions. He dropped the pass, looking downfield, and now firing it complete to Hallman on the inside. Hallman down to the 30-25. Dragon tackles down to the 21-yard line, out of bounds along the JD boundary. And here is Taggart again. Hit at the line, bounces it outside, still on his feet, 10-yard line. Albert Dragon tackles inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal line, Vols 29-yard line. Owsley dropped to make the pass, throwing across the middle. He's got Roy, makes the catch at the 15-yard line, fights for the chains, and gets it down to the 10-yard line.
Talented receiver.
7:30 to play here before halftime. 14 zip lines, they're looking for more. And EJ tosses it to the end zone, and it is in. Touchdown, Prattville. Here's Simpson, the empty backfield, wants to pass under some pressure, and he is wrapped up at the 21-yard line. Wow. Ian Jackson with 2 of his best buddies.
Yeah.
Harris rolling around trying to find an open receiver. He's still on, and he's finally
fumbled the ball. We got
ball comes loose, and Prattville does recover. The shutout is salvaged. Carmelo coming up with that fumble. Well, here's Owsley from the shotgun from his own 30-yard line. Play action pass across the middle. He's got Hallman at the 45. Hallman breaks to the 50. Hallman in the foot race 40. They close on him fast. 30. Hallman at the 18-yard line. And he's wrestled down from behind by the shoulder pads. 11:43 to play in the 4th. The kick is up.
Long enough.
Plenty long, plenty high, and plenty good.
Yep.
They love their job. Oh, what a big hit. And nearly 3rd and 16 now from the 14. Go the Vols. And a sack delivered by the Prattville defense at around the 7-yard line. 2nd and 9 now. EJ from the shotgun wants to pass, throws. And this ball is caught by Holmes. Holmes on his feet at the 10. Holmes drops the pylon, and he gets in there. Touchdown, Prattville. Daryl Holmes.
With over 35 years of automotive experience, Gibson's Tire Pros has the answers.
Mo thinks we're having trouble with the curb. How should we fix that? Me and Mo are into the same girl. Who do you think she should pick? Do you guys think Mo's nose is too big?
Of all these questions, I feel like we should have been life coaches.
Nah, let's just stick to tires and automotive.
Yeah.
Gibson Tire Pros, we advise, you decide.
Welcome back to the Prattville Lions Football Review. Looking back at our game against Central Phoenix City, our Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the game was Ian Jackson, Coach, who you mentioned before continues to play dominant football.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing great all year, but even in the last really 3 or 4 or 5 weeks as we played some of our toughest schedule. You know, when you talk about Hoover, Enterprise, Phoenix City, and even he played well against Jeff Davis. Which wasn't a great football team, but still, he's playing his best football when we need him the most. Obviously, man, what his future's so bright, what he does for this school, for our football program, he represents this community the right way, man. He's just a guy that he's a really good human being, really good teammate, really good football player, and he's definitely deserving. Could have got this award probably 3 or 4 other times throughout the year, but played really well against Phoenix City, and man, glad he's getting acknowledged for it.
Let's take a look at our Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the Game versus Central Phoenix City. Number 3, Ian Jackson. Welcome back to the Prattville Lions Football Review. It's time now for our Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the Week against Phoenix City, and it is no other than number 3, Ian Jackson. Ian, congratulations.
So thank you.
And thanks for joining us, man. You've been no stranger to this show whatsoever. I mean, I think your 10th grade year, 11th grade year, and now 12th grade year, you've been honored as Player of the Week. And man, what an honor to have you here with us. And this is the last time. This is the last time we'll see you on the show in a Prattville uniform. Yeah. So and talk about the ride so far. You're from your sophomore year to your senior. You've been a 3-year starter here at Prattville. You've been you've been with Coach Ross all the way through.
Yeah.
What's it been like?
It's been a journey. Just watching Coach Ross, pick this program up and trying to put it back to where it used to be, and just being here and playing under him as soon as he got here. I mean, you can see a significant difference in it. And like he always says, we probably one more step away from holding the blue map up again, and it's probably the biggest step that we'll have to take. And it's beating those teams like Phoenix City and Central and Hoover, and we passed the point where we're not really scared to play those teams, and we know that we can compete with them. Now we just gotta take on the discipline part of it and bring back old Prattville football.
You talk about the old Prattville football, something you know a lot about. You've been watching it since you were a kid,
right?
And I feel like we're headed back that way. I mean, when you look at the 3 losses to 3 of the top teams in the state in 7A, and Auburn, Hoover, and Phoenix City, the score is not really indicative of how close those games really were. Right. Our defense this year has been able to keep us in just about any game we play, right. And you're a real leader out there. What's the difference in the defense this year that makes it so tough to score on?
Pretty much the difference is our discipline, and Coach Jones does a great job of preaching it. And with this group of seniors, really started with Coach Shook and what he implemented in us, just staying disciplined. And when Coach Jones got here, he really didn't have to do too much of that. And we always fly to the ball, and so for him not to have to restart with the group and teach from, so much of the basics, he could really just, put in his system and start working with us on scheme. And so now, you can move on to the more complicated things, even with the late start from COVID. And so, when we go into games, we can run more stunts, and we can shock more teams with what we do, because a 3-3 stack, isn't easy to go through.
Yeah.
And, you have to have some dudes in the box, and you got to have some pretty fast guys, pretty good coverage in the back end. So
we got some of that.
Yeah, we do. And the discipline part has been, pretty much great for us. We slacked a little bit, these past games, and we just use this bye week to get back to the basics.
Absolutely. Well, Ian, congratulations on your game against Central. We came up a little short against those guys, but I feel like we're going to get there really soon. Well, congratulations on your award, Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the Week, Ian Jackson, and your Sport Clips MVP treatment will be in the mail.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that.
So thank you.
This is Ian Jackson. Take a good look. You're going to see him on Saturdays next year. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Prattville Lions Football Review. It's time to go inside the Lions cage, Coach, and this is a guy that we've been wanting to hear from a while. He does a lot of talking on the field, and we finally get to hear him in the cage. James Myers.
That's right, man. He's another guy. Really proud of him. He played the running back last year. Come in some games. I know we had some runs late in that game. But he actually come to me, we sat down and said, look, you'll play running back and you'll be a guy, and he would have played some, but you got a chance to move over to defense and be a greater contributor, either earn a starting job or be a big-time contributor. And so, man, he decided to do that. He's had an outstanding senior year. Just got a kid that works hard every day. He really does not take a day off when it comes to working hard. Comes every day at practice, really puts a lot of effort into it, wants to be good, wants to be really good. And I think he's had a really good senior year. And he's a kid that's got good personality, and like I said, like with all our kids, I'm glad that people can see, man, the personality of our kids, and just, man, they got a lot to them, and he's another one I'm glad to get to see.
You can tell a lot about a kid when you come to him and say, we want you to switch from the position you've been playing to the position that we want you to play. It's best for the team, and they accept the role and excel at it. It says a lot about the character.
There's no doubt, man, and that's what I'm saying. He wants to be good, and he wants Prattville to be good. Man, like I said, I'm really proud of this kid. He was one of our all-season captains, and I appreciate a kid that comes every day to work. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember a day when he has not put in great effort. That's in the weight room, that's on the practice field, and it shows off. And every week we moved on linebacker, and he's gotten a little bit better and a little bit better, and he's playing some of his best football right now.
Let's go inside the Lions cage with number 13, linebacker James Myers.
James Myers, linebacker, class of 2021. McDonald's.
What's your go-to order?
Quarter pounder with cheese and medium fry. Snakes on the plane.
Best answer ever.
Yeah, great answer. Great movie.
None. No One by Alicia Keys.
That's good. That's on too. No shame.
Denzel Washington.
Your favorite movie by Denzel Washington?
Training Day.
Oh yeah.
Batman. Burger.
What's your best burger place?
Five Guys. Coach Jones, because I just like history, and he just made it fun. 21 Savage, no heart, just because I know it by heart. Marshawn Lynch. Keandre Powell.
Would y'all be baby faces or would y'all be heels?
We'll be heels.
Oh, bad guys. You gotta be bad guys.
Water, food, and a book.
Got a lot of readers in the group. A lot of readers.
What's your dream vacation?
Africa.
If you had to choose one celebrity, this is going to be your date. Who you pick?
Alicia Keys.
We know Alicia Keys twice in here. I'm seeing a trend. Maybe we can. I know Alicia personally. I know her probably. All right. Let's see. So what do you do, like, if you're in a grocery store, right, trying to check out, and this mom's in front of you, and she's got her baby over her shoulder, and the baby's just staring at you. You know that baby just stares at you and won't break the stare, won't even blink. Just got that dumb baby face trained on you. What do you do?
Play peekaboo.
Ah, good. Good. You've done that before? Mm-hmm. The kids love that stuff. All right. Well, now it's time for rapid fire word association. I'm going to say a word, and you say the first thing that pops into your head. Okay? Here we go. Coffee pot.
Folgers.
Linebacker.
Running back.
Blitz package.
Sword.
Favorite. Cutlery.
Knife.
Napkin.
Napkin.
Trophy.
Case.
High school.
Prattville.
Wizard of Oz.
Dorothy.
Headphones.
Beats.
iPhone.
AirPods.
It's good. Can't stop him. He's on a roll. You're awesome, man. You're bound for criminal justice degree. Yeah, this is what he's going to do. He's going to be working with the feds, criminal minds, BAU, the whole 9 yards. I can see it right now.
Can handle interrogation?
He can handle interrogation. Did you order the code red?
I want to remember it as like a player that left it all out there on the field. No matter was it in the weight room, the field, locker room, just a good player, courageous, brave, and strong-headed.
I think that's the best answer this season.
Hooray for Prattville, hooray for Prattville. Someone in the stands yelling hooray for Prattville. 1, 2, 3, 4, tell us who you're going for. Prattville, that's who.
Woo! Nailed it, dude.
With over 35 years of automotive experience, Gibson's Tire Pros has the answers.
Mo thinks we're having trouble with the curb. How should we fix that? Me and Mo are into the same girl. Who do you think she should pick? Do you guys think Mo's nose is too big?
Of all these questions, I feel like we should have been life coaches.
Nah, let's just stick to tires and automotive.
Yeah. Gibson Tire Pros, we advise, you decide.
Final segment here on the Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach Caleb Ross. Coach, looking forward to next week, our final regular season game against Bob Jones High School.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Jones is a traditional program. They got a lot of history to them. I think I don't know when the school was actually created, but man, you think in the last 20, 30 years, man, they've had a winning tradition. I don't think they've ever gotten to a state championship game, but they made some deep playoff runs. And in the North, for a lot of programs, there's a program called Hoover that's hurt a lot of guys' chances of playing for it. But if
I've heard of them.
You take Hoover out of the equation, Bob Jones is probably truthfully played for 5 or 6 state championships in the last 20 years. So really good program. They're having an okay year. I think they may be either 3-5, 4-5, 3-6, something like that. But here's the deal: when you turn on the tape, I think they're a good football team. Man, they're well coached. Their head coach is a guy named Kelvis White, who I know personally. We've had Coach Mitchell Thornton work for him. Outstanding human being, outstanding football coach. And you can tell when you turn on the tape, they're well coached. And they pretty much they played pretty good football. There's a couple games got away from them, you can tell. But, man, we're going to get their best shot. I don't think they're I don't know, I have to look at it again. I don't think they're in the playoffs. I may be wrong on that, but I have to look. But if they're not, that's even more scary because this is going to be their playoff game. It's going to be their Super Bowl. So we got to make sure we come to play football. And like I told the kids, it's really at this point, it's about us playing good football because we are going to go, man, we want to play our best football going in the playoffs. And man, are we going to block? Are we going to tackle? Are we going to execute? Are we going to prepare? And to me, that's what it's going to be about. So regardless of who we're playing, we need to be playing at a high level as we head into the playoffs. So. It's going to be senior night. It's a good time to recognize, I think we got 32 seniors in the program, recognize them, their contributions, and their family. Man, looking forward to that. It's always an exciting night. So it's the last home game of the regular season. We don't know how the playoffs will go. Hopefully we'll get another home game, but we'll have to wait and see. So, there's a lot going on. We even have a few things that we're going to do for our seniors this week, during the week. So. But getting back to the game, Bob Jones is going to be a good football program. And really, truly, I'm glad we're playing somebody like this. They're good, and they're going to be well coached, and they're going to make you go play football where you were if you just played somebody that you had to pick up on your schedule. Maybe they're a 5A, 6A, and they weren't very good. That you bring your level of play down in that situation, and it don't prepare you for the first round. Where you're not going to get that out of Bob Jones. You're going to get a good, really good football team. So, and either way, we got to go play. I know that. So it's another week, and I'm excited to see where our kids are how they're going to bounce back from a good win. I want to see where we're going to be as we head into that first round.
No doubt about it. It's going to be a great night. The last home game in the regular season for Prattville High School. Senior night, like you said. Emotional night for a lot of kids, and probably an emotional night for you too, Coach. I mean, I know every senior class is special, but this is the one that you started with when they were sophomores, and this is their third year and your third year at the same time in the program. So these are guys that you've been with the whole time.
That's right, and I tell you this, it's just when you get, it's kind of like, I guess like with your own kids, you watch them grow the whole time. Sometimes when you step back and reflect, like, man, I remember, same thing with these kids. I remember some of them were sophomores and they were skinny, and you just never know how somebody's course of their career. And most of the ones, man, all of them we knew were going to be this, and some of them, some of them have turned out, man, I thought he's become the player that I thought he was going to become. And then you always have some really good surprises, man. That we always have high expectations for kids, but there's some that 2 years ago, like, man, I don't know. We'll see where it is if he can ever really going to be able to help us contribute. And lo and behold, they're starting. Or, hey, man, this guy's playing a lot, or he's playing a key role for us. So, yeah, and like you said, it's 3 years. You get to, when you spend this amount of time around these kids, I don't care what you're doing. It's hard not to care for these kids and care for them like your own kid, and you want what's best for them. And some of them got bright futures. Some of them will play football beyond high school. Some of them won't, but that's okay. Some of them will go and they'll go to college, or they'll go get into the workforce, and your hope is that they'll go be good people. So, yeah, it's always kind of when you reflect on it, the sea of group that when you got here, they were sophomores. So, man, I guess I really not even thought about it till you said something, but it really is now. Like I said, I
didn't mean to make you misty, Coach.
No, man, it's good. It's good. But you think about where some of those kids are, or where they were and where they are now, and that's why you do this, man. We enjoy it. We get into coaching. We are competitive, but man, we want to affect people. I mean, you get to do something where you get a chance to affect a lot of people, and you feel like throughout the course of your career, you've been blessed to be around a lot of really good young men, and you hope to have a little bit of impact on that. So another example of what you get to do, like I said, going through a senior night to see it firsthand Friday night.
Lion Nation, I hope you see and appreciate just how much these coaches pour into these kids every day, week in, week out. And we have a chance Friday night to show up at Stanley Jensen and show everybody just how much we support this program, how much we love these coaches, how much we love these kids, how much we love this program. So get out there Friday night. Let's be loud. Let's support this program, and we will see you at the ball field. Until then, Coach, have a great week. We'll see you Friday night.
Thank you, guys.
God bless, and go Lions.
The Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach Caleb Ross. Brought to you by Gibson's Tire Pros, Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Prattville, CBE, and Mexico Typico.